Right, just a heads up on kit. We all love our kit, and it's important that we look after our kit, especially when the winter comes. It's easy to forget, oiling your blades and stuff like this. Maintenance of your knives are very important as well, especially if they're high carbon steel, as this K-bar is. These are coated pretty well, but the areas that aren't, they're just showing a bit on the spine there, especially on the edge. It's really important that you just make sure they're oiled. Once they're oiled, you can put them away and store them pretty much indefinitely, providing they're not in a damp environment. I tend to keep all my blades indoors, not out in the shed. You just give it a little gentle rub, and that's basically it. It's always best to make sure that they're nice and oiled, because the last thing you want is them rusting, and when you do go to get them, they're going to let you down. Making sure your lighters, they're all filled up, and there's nothing worse than, I carry this little lighter here on my keychain, my EDC, and it's very easy to get caught up in day-to-day life and etc. And forget to refill them. So it's very important that you keep it topped right up. I'm not really sure. I think it's every month you should top these up. There's nothing worse than going to rely on it and it's run out and it's going to let you down. So the main reason for this video, I was in the shed recently just going through some kit, checking a few things, trying to find some stuff because you've got so much now. I discovered my, it's like a camouflage Kato emergency radio. It's got a little flip top solar panel on there, USB charger, wind up radio, all sorts of stuff like that. It's a cool gadget. But to my horror, nothing worked. I couldn't believe it. It was quite a nice day recently, and I've got the 9x9 in the garden seasoning over a year to make sure it's proper waterproof. So what I thought I'd do is I'll just put the radio with a solar panel on the top on a nice sunny day, set it onto solar, and hoping it will charge the little internal battery. And folded it down after, 4 hours or so, in the sunlight, at an angle, done everything like you should, and nothing. Oh, that's strange. I've done the wind up, the crank, nothing. The light wouldn't work, it's just completely failed. So I'm not sure if it's just a one-off or they're all bad, but if you do own a radio like that, go and check it, because there's nothing worse than buying something, trying it out, love it, great, store it away, and then if you need it for an emergency, it doesn't work. So please go and check yours if you have got one. As I say, I'm not sure if it's just mine or they're all got faults in them, I don't know. And also I was given a little hands crank light, or torch, flashlight. That didn't work either. So it's not looking good. So it's a bummer really. I mean, the radio was about £30, the little wind-up torch was under £10. So it sort of reinforces my thoughts about buying cheap kit. It's all well and good. Everyone's on a budget sort of thing. Everyone can afford different things, but try and get the best you can afford. I mean, there's nothing worse, because I've just done it. I bought some cheap gear, stored it away, great. I went to go and test it, it completely failed, useless. Might as well just throw it in the bin. So if you've got any hand crank radios or torches, test them to see if they work. And also, I've got a couple of hand radios I've had over a year now, and I've been testing them. They're pretty good, they're both things. I haven't got a license, so I do not use it. I do not use transmit. So I just check out repeaters and stuff and listen now and again. Use the scan facility, it's pretty good. You can't listen to the emergency services like the police, for example, because they use the tetra frequency. So forget it if you want to eavesdrop on the police. It doesn't happen anymore. So what I thought I'd do is I'll just check it out, see how it's going. And battery is completely flat. I charged it up about 6 to 10 months ago, fully charged, left it in the shed, didn't touch it. Went to go and use it, completely flat. So as a heads up, I think the age old thing, I mean, I try and say to myself, yep, anything that's got batteries, if you're long term storing them for more than a few months, take the batteries out. If you're going to use a torch every day, fine, you know, keep the batteries in there, not a problem. But if you're going to keep them there for 6 months or so, take the batteries out, yeah? Because what will happen is it'll corrode, rust, and the device will be rendered useless. You might as well just throw it away. So, you know, don't go spending good money on expensive kit and torches, leave the batteries in there, forget about them, and it'll just be ruined. So I thought I'd just share with you some of my findings. So that led me on to thinking, checking kit per se. So I made a few notes because I can't remember everything because yeah, another thing I found out as well, I checked my first aid kit because it was due for an upgrade. I've been carrying it for a couple of years in that crappy Maxpedition pouch. Absolutely hate it. I put it in a new Vanquest pouch and I didn't get as much in there as the Maxpedition one, if I'm honest. Which is a good thing because it takes up less space in my pack. But what I didn't realise, I carried the little burn gel packs, you know, the little creams that you put onto a burn to sort of, you know, ease the pain. 2 of them burst in the first aid kit, which wasn't a pretty sight. So there's a heads up for you guys. If you're carrying such stuff in your first aid kit and it's packed to the max and it's stuffed in your rucksack or Bergen, over time, moving around, it's just going to burst it. So be careful and think how you pack stuff like that in your kit, because as I say, the last thing you want to do is to be in an emergency, good, get some burn gel out. Oh god, it's all leaked all over bandages, scissors, it's ranky, it's not very good practice. So I found it out to my cost, rectified that and cleaned it, lesson learned, which is important. What else is there? Yeah, I have the larder, the Lancorn box in the back of my bug out vehicle. And most of the foods in there are ready to eat. You know, you don't have to need water or anything like that. It weighs a bit more, but hey, it's a vehicle, it doesn't matter. Winter's coming. The truck isn't insulated, and even if it was, I still wouldn't take the chance, because if you're parked in exposed areas and it gets really below minus, you know, 2 or whatever, you've got loads of MREs and rat packs in there, they're just going to get ruined. They really would. So what I think I'd do is, preparing for the winter as such, was to get some bubble wrap bags, just cheap bags. They don't cost hardly anything. Even the Jiffy bag you get in the mail and stuff. Someone sends you something, take the item out. That is an insulating pack. So get your MREs and put it in there. Close it back up, stow it away. It should be good. It shouldn't really freeze. And that being said, the same sort of thing with jerry cans. If you've got a jerry can full of water and you're storing it in your vehicle, in your boot, etc., make sure you've got a similar arrangement. Just put some bubble wrap around it. Failing that, you can put it in a cool bag. You know, you get in the summertime, you put all your beers in a big cool bag. If you can find a cool bag, the right shape and size for a 20 litre NATO jerry can, the plastic ones, that'd be a good thing to do. If you can't do that, and you are planning on going out and it's going to be cold, I suggest what you do is you empty probably about 1/8 of water out of your jerry can and store it on its side, not upright, because expand and contract, you know, it's going to get cold and freeze. It just could crack it and ruin it. So it'll have better area of surface on the top rather than just that little bit in the top, if that makes any sense. So that's an idea. It's worth trying, you know, because you don't want your kit getting ruined. You know, that's the most important thing. What else is there to do? Yeah, if you've got like a go bag, a get home bag, a bug out bag, whatever you want to do, if you keep it in your vehicle, in your office, at home, wherever, make sure that you change your kit inside it according to the season. Now I do this twice a year. I'll call it the summer months and the winter months. You know, forget about spring and autumn because it doesn't matter, they're sort of interchangeable. But winter, you know, I'm thinking, right, I'm going to get my bug out bag ready for winter time. So taking out things like insect repellent and stuff like this, and stuff you're going to be using for summertime. You know, winter time, you've got to think maybe a base layer, top and bottom, imperative. Every bug out bag should have a base layer at least for winter time, because you don't want to be stranded out there and it's getting cold and you've got no clothing or kit in there. So just sort of things to remember. It's worth bearing in mind, you know. What else have we got? Yeah, I recently got this. I saw it on eBay. And what that is, it's a light bulb infused kit tailor-made for your vehicle. Now, that's what you sort of get inside there. It gives you a layout of all of the bulbs and the fuses. Now basically that is going to do one side of your vehicle, you know, one headlight, one indicator side, tail lights, brake lights, etc. It's got a big fuse in there and those are the small fuses. You pick them up for under £10. And it's ironic really because I had this for probably about 10 days. Some of my Instagram followers, I put stuff like this up all the time because it's quicker than doing videos, you know. So I thought, right, I remember Roach and I, we went out to a New Forest and you know, he was turning his vehicle over as he does because he's got a Land Rover. I noticed his headlight, one of his headlights was very, very dim. I told him, I went, oh thanks, and Diamond, he went straight into his glove box or wherever it was and he pulled out, I don't know if it was something like that or something similar, and just changed the bulb. So it's all about the self-sufficiency thing, you know. And if you're out in the wilds or anything, you know, you're not going to be calling the RAC because you ain't got no signal on your phone. You're going to try and look after yourself and your vehicle. So something like that for under a tenner, you know, just chuck it in your glove box and forget it. And 2 days ago, my left indicator bulb went on the front. So I just unscrewed it, changed the bulb myself. It's worth bearing in mind, you know. So, you know, something like this, there's a lot of room in there. So you can put all sorts of other things in there, you know, max out the space. Because at the end of the day, the more kit you've got, it covers more situations and scenarios, you know. And of course, being a vehicle carrier, you're not really too perturbed about weight. I mean, the load I can carry my Hilux is a tonne, and it weighs 1.5 tons as it is, so 2.5 tons total, fully loaded. You know, I'm not going to give a toss about a few little things in there, you know, with the weight, so that's not a problem. So it's worth bearing in mind, as I keep saying. What else is there? Yeah, power packs. Oh, I don't know if I've got one to hand. I don't think I have. No, it's been stowed away now. You know, you get these local chargeable camo lanterns and the battery packs that you charge up. Make sure that they're charged regularly. I think it happened to a friend of mine, Zed from Zed Outdoors. He just grabbed all his stuff in his kit, really excited to do an overnight, get out there. His phone's getting low because he's on Instagram or whatever. He thought, oh good, I can use my charger. When it charged it up, guess what? Flat as a pancake. So it's a very important lesson to learn, and I doubt very much Zed's ever going to do that again. So little things like that, it's worth checking, you know. If you've got 3 or 4 battery packs, you keep one in your car, one in the office for your phone, one at home or something, one at your friend's house, wherever, one in the shed. Make sure they're charged up, because as I say, there's nothing worse than going and use it and it's flat. So all these little things, you think, oh, I better go and check it. Don't do as Ed, sorry Ed. Yeah, and as I said about the knives, anything carbon steel, make sure you store them indoors, because you know the temperature indoors of the average household is going to be anything between 15 and 22 degrees centigrade, which is going to be fine for knives. You start putting them in sheds and it's not insulated, you know, and it goes down to -3 and it's going to be damp and horrible, you know, it's going to ruin your knife. So do not keep carbon steel outside in damp environments where it could get damaged. So just a little heads up. I think that's everything on the list. Yeah, that's basically it, guys. So just a little point of view, really. I hope this helped and inspired you to go and check your own stuff. And of course, this time of year, do your vehicle as well. It's most important, because without your vehicle, you're pretty screwed if you're in the middle of nowhere, right? So check all your lubricants, all your oils, all your fluids, all your water, everything. Just check it all. Check your bulbs. Once it's done, that's it. You ain't got to worry too much, you know. As I say, there's nothing worse than being stranded, caught short. So there it is, guys. Take it or leave it. That's my advice, and it's worth doing, believe me. Thanks for watching, guys, and stay funky.